Welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks, where geeks come to geek out. It's Thursday.
Did you say 4 geese by geese?
I hope not. That's embarrassing.
We're just a bunch of geese.
Damn, you're not supposed to tell them. They're supposed to figure that out. Ooh, Jesus.
Just a bunch of geese in skin suits.
I feel like there's a TTRPG out there with that premise.
I'm actually 5 geese in a trench coat.
Correct. It's Thursday. We're playing City of Mist.
Hey!
What's City of Mist, you ask? That is a TTRPG based off Powered by the Apocalypse, built by Son of Oak. It is a 2d6 narrative-driven graphic novel noir style TTRPG where these miscreants make their own story come to life with me telling them, yeah, sure, we could do that, with no real plan in mind. So
Clearly.
if you would like to get caught up on our story, you can catch us anywhere you get your podcasts. If you prefer the VOD format, you can always catch us on YouTube, where you can watch all the episodes. If you have not seen previous episodes, don't feel like you can't hang out and watch the show. We're idiots. We backtrack and fill in on gaps because we forget what's going on as well. So you'll get the gist, regards to the fact you don't have the backstory quite yet. But bias aside, it's a pretty great damn story. City of Mist, put us on your damn websites. I'm T. I am the master of ceremonies. I help guide these miscreants on their travels.
I'm Boser, and I'm playing Cornelius Averdelius III. His friends call him Dell. He's a steampunk artificer with the charm of a mother-loving god. But a fun fact about Dell is you'll notice in the character picture, he's got a shock of white hair streaked through his head, and just like Rogue, he got that streak when he lost his arm that same day. It was traumatic enough, and it put his body through enough stress that his hair turned white, a good streak of it. And he's tried, the foundry didn't have a lot as he was raised there, so we tried finding some dye, but it just would never take anything. It's always just, no matter what, it's just always white.
All right. That's pretty cool. I am Jeff Sitz. I am playing Andresh Amitz, or the Broker. We saw a bit more of the Broker side of things over this past session and the end of the last time I was here, because I wasn't here session before. But, because
Time's a weird soup.
Time's a weird soup. But because we've been seeing so much of the Broker side of things rather than the Andresh side of things, a character fact a little bit more on the Broker side of things. The reason Andresh / the Broker is so paranoid of someone stabbing them in the back is because that is how they took over the Neon Pillars district. They were working for the previous gang leader, head, whatever you want to call it. T, I'll leave it somewhat up to you unless I end up filling it in with character stuff later.
Probably.
But, however they ran the district before the Broker came along. The Broker was working for them, so, like, the Andresh, mercenary persona that we've been seeing isn't a complete lie. It's just who Andresh was, or who the Broker was, years ago, and just ended up using their powers and abilities to stab this person in the back and take control of the Neon Pillars district. Honestly, T, if you're alright with this, I'll say that Andresh isn't even the original Broker.
Is it? Yeah, kind of like in Death Race, where the masked guy always has to be, and
kind of like the Dread Pirate Roberts as well. Like,
yeah.
It's just it's a title that Andresh took for themselves from the previous lead of the Neon Pillars district.
Are people aware of that shift of power, or they think it's just the same person for the last 40 years?
It'd probably be for the last 20 years, but I'd say no. Like, there's no reason. Andresh didn't really start running the Neon Pillars district any differently. So this is an instance of character facts being created on the spot and actually developing some pretty cool story points.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say that Andres made a point to try and not run things too differently, and to try and make it
A seamless transition.
And so like maybe has changed a few things over time, but has tried to make it seem like, oh, they're just changing with the times rather than it's a completely different person. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I like that, actually. I really like that the broker is not... Oh man, that makes so much more sense as to why the broker is its own personality card now, that I just took that personality, that title, from someone else. And so the broker is not actually... Well, Andres has become the broker, and the broker has become their primary personality. That's not actually who... That's not
Spin-off
actually
series
them.
coming soon.
Do you want to share how long Andres has been the broker?
Less than 8 years. Because
Okay.
they did not become the broker, and just because I don't, like, we can fill that in later, because Andres did not become the broker until after they got touched by the mist and got Odin's eye. And their initial push to become the broker was looking for information on what happened to their dojo. Because they didn't, and we'll get into that with a later character fact or whatever, because I don't think I shared that yet. But
Yeah, not all the facts about the dojo.
yeah, so, but they were trying to find more information on what happened to their dojo, and it led them to coming to the original broker, which led to them taking over the broker role within the Neon Pillars district, which is part of why the broker is such a respected figure, because they seem to be the longest standing figure within the city.
Little do they know, it's 5 geese in a trench coat.
And my fun fact is I don't type with my pinkies.
Because you're dainty.
No, I just never took typing class in school, so I don't type with my pinkies.
You don't hold
You're a
the
lady.
shift with your pinky?
If I need to, yeah, but like when it comes like where your fingers are supposed to lie and what you're supposed to type with, I don't ever use my pinkies.
Oh man, see, I didn't
Pinkies
learn,
use shift and enter. That's it.
I didn't use my pinkies. I didn't learn to use my pinkies from typing. I learned to use my pinkies from, of all things, playing Dishonored.
Ooh, that's a good point. Yep.
Because you have to, like, that was the one game, or the first game, that I really needed to use the crouch button regularly, and it was control. And so I'm like, all right, I've got to use my ring finger for shift so I can run, and I've got to be able to press control and shift at the same time so I can slide.
That's
very
a weird... That's hard. I'm trying
It's-
to put my pinky on control.
Dishonored will get you familiar with it real fast.
Well, imagine doing that while also having to press WASD, W-A-S-D, at the same time to control your movement. So, like, I got really dexterous with using those, like,
Yeah, he is.
this, and this.
I hate WASD. I always hit like E or Q or Z, and then I lose track. Fun fact about Boser.
I played too many World War II plane games on keyboard alone, because
That's a
all
bold move, Cotton.
that's all my grandpa had, and he had a joystick, but I wasn't allowed to use it.
Bastard.
No, that's completely fair. I was 7.
What did he use the joystick for?
Alrighty now.
To control the planes, Boser. It was.
Oh.
Come on, it's not.
It's not always a weird sex thing. Anyways, last time in the city of Pandora,
Till it is.
Till it is. Last time in the city of Pandora.
the broker had established a meeting amongst all of the gang heads, and a new gang was introduced, and they introduced themselves as the voice of the people. So we're going to get to explore that, hopefully, maybe, if they interact with everybody else. We'll see. All while making an enemy. An alliance was forged between the voice and the foundry. So we're going to get to see how Dell feels about that after he catches up with Papa Bo and informs him of this decision without a conversation being had.
Well, once Dell catches up with the rest of time, because we did a little bit of a flashback.
And we ended in that flashback. We're still there.
Points-
I'm stuck. Let me out!
Point of flashback being you can fill in whatever you want, whenever the fuck you want.
Once per session.
Once per session, correct. Dell went back in time. We flashback back in time for what Dell did for the previous week. And Dell went back to check in on the Foundry after discovering that the Copper Demon Company has been pushing in on their turf. The Foundry kids tried fighting back while they were taking some supplies so they could survive. A few of them got beat up pretty good. Dell inadvertently unlocked a rift inside of Henry, which caused 2 people to be murdered in short succession after that.
Dell unlocked it?
You opened him to the possibility of realizing what he is capable of becoming, which opened him to the mist.
I didn't know that's how it worked.
Yeah, it does now.
Interesting.
So yeah, who would like to pick up first?
Can I just catch up to real time?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
don't think
That's
it
what
would
I was
make-
saying. Like, you can like fill in, like that was your little montage of like this is what was going on. Here is what that played out as. So give us our voiceover.
Andres drops from a rooftop. No, it doesn't make sense for Andres to be a part of this. They're off doing broker stuff, as we established. Goddamn, 3 sessions ago now.
So 6 weeks ago. Anyways, yeah. So give us our voiceover.
So, Dell, I was like, the broker. Nope, that's not me.
That's not me.
Henry, nope, that's not me.
Don't worry, a body swap episode is coming soon.
Oh, good. Can't wait. Freaky Friday. Henry and Dale are riding back to the Foundry on his motorcycle, and Henry's just probably still, like, streaming tears. I can feel them, like, hitting my face as he's crying and looking at the bloody hands on his new Wolverine Mythos claws. And I'm just thinking, well, that escalated quickly. I feel torn. I can't be there for my family. I can't be there for the city. I can't be there for myself. But I gotta find a way. I'm gonna take care of these kids. I'm gonna take care of Darius. I gotta figure out what happened to Dad. There's just so many questions. Just one step at a time, Dale. One step at a time. Just like a machine, a gear goes into a cog. One step at a time. What?
The cat just fell off the table.
Oh no.
He was trying to scratch himself and just fell.
Cats are the best and the worst.
You
all at
alright,
once.
dumbass? Alright, he's walking, he's fine.
Alright. Yada yada yada. Existential
Sorry, back
crisis.
to your serious montage that you were having.
that was a really good quote, though. Could you actually repeat that so I can write that down? Just like a cog in a machine, it's one step at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of skip through this a little bit. We roll up to the Foundry, and
I do want to add, as you roll up, you see Papa Bo in the window pouring out all of his bottles of liquor.
Oh.
I just look up and give him a nod.
He doesn't see you. He is unaware that you can see him.
Okay. And as Henry's hopping off, I'm gonna get down right next to him. Last thing before I go. You did good, bud. I know you're scared, and I'm gonna be there through this with you. I won't be gone so long, I promise.
He just kind of wipes his eyes and backs off slowly before making his way back into the Foundry.
You did good.
As the rest of the kids ride up on their bikes. You didn't tell us you were leaving.
I'm sorry. Things were getting kind of wild, and I had to get Henry out of there. Are you okay?
Got the stuff, but one of the buildings is on fire.
Did anybody see you?
I made myself lightheaded. Don't do that, folks.
Catch your breath. Catch your breath. Take a second. Did anybody see you?
No.
Good answer.
Plausible deniability. As they
That's
high
right.
five and roll into the foundry.
I'll be back soon.
As they give you a thumbs up.
Skip ahead time, skip ahead time to me receiving a text from Papa Bo from the gang leaders meeting that I don't know he's at. Yeah?
Correct.
And it said, new friends, new enemies,
Talk soon.
talk soon. Cryptic much. Send.
No cryptids? Question mark.
Autocorrect. Cryptic. T9 didn't have autocorrect. Razor phones
Nope,
didn't
just
have
red
autocorrect.
lines.
Did they have red lines on Razor phones back then?
I never had the razor.
I don't think there was any like spelling. You just sent the wrong thing.
I don't know. I swore there was red lines.
You couldn't misspell on T9 because it would just, like, it just read what you typed in. Didn't
Yeah,
it?
it just would. Yeah, it didn't have autocorrect because I remember FU autocorrect was a huge site and it was hilarious. And that only came.
See, I
with
thought
the
T9
iPhone.
did have a basic form of autocorrect. I know ABC
'Cause-
obviously didn't because you had to type in each letter. But
Right,
T9,
but
you were
T9
typing keystrokes. So
Right,
it would have
so
had
it
to
would
have like some
automatically-
memory log.
So it would automatically, it was more prone to autocorrecting, but you couldn't have a misspelled word because it would just
Right, yeah.
automatically put in a word.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have the red lines, which is, I think, is what, if we're thinking of the same thing, is indicative of a misspelled word.
Yeah.
Oh, like in a Word document.
Right.
Yeah, like if you typed 439, it would just make hay, or you had to hit next, which was 0, to like cycle through the
Yeah.
word possibilities of those keystrokes.
Oh my God, you're right.
God, we're fucking old. We are aging.
Anyway,
the fuck out of
reeling it back.
ourselves.
Cryptic. Much.
No response. He's in a meeting. It's important.
It's fair.
Sorry, he gets SRRYFIGHTHPPN.
What you call me? I'm gonna scroll through my contacts, find Andresh. Got a new case. Let's talk soon.
There's no response. Not for probably a full day. If
Damn.
not longer. Well, this is only a week into the 2 weeks that Andresh is spending doing broker shit.
Yeah. So basically, like, to kind of montage what I would be doing in that time, I would probably be like playing with my new in toys and
that what we're
like
calling them?
practicing in toys, in equipment. I would definitely be like retrofitting them to
Doing the
other
one thing
things.
you're not supposed to be doing.
He said not to do that with the bracelet. Or no, what do I have?
No, he said
A
all
necklace.
equipment. Yeah, so your bracelet, they made a necklace. But then you
So I
have
can
the
just-
gun, which you'd already modified, as well as the grenades.
I'd be toying with the idea. I probably wouldn't do it yet, but I'd be toying with the idea. I'd be practicing around my house with the necklace. Oh, but it's got certain settings, right? It's limited. I can go home. I can go to the inn.
Well, what he was establishing was to confidently go places without problem, you have to have been there to have a good, clear image of where you're going. Because otherwise, if you're just like 4th floor of hospital, that's a vague, like, you have to like have a good mental image of where you're going, or you're just going to end up somewhere.
And you have to know that you can be alone.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Nightcrawler.
Correct.
Like, you could end up phasing into the middle of a wall if you didn't know quite where you were going. But it's not teleporting, it's walking through a portal, so I would be able to see it.
Yeah, but that's why,
Doctor
like,
Strange.
he had established, like, oh, you need to have a mental image. Like, you need to go these places. Like, oh, I can drop here. This will be less likely for me to be seen because who's going to be back here?
Yeah, so I'd be practicing with those tools and kind of getting an idea. We don't need to play this all out, but I kind of want to see in the inn where I'm allowed to go, because where I really would like to go is where the records are, and I want to see what kind of clearance I have, how easily I could get to those records.
Yeah, you would have full access to the record room. You were just going to have limitations on what files you can actually see and withdraw. But like going to the file room, that's you're a case agent.
So, mechanically speaking, as the resident rules lawyer, would this be giving attention? I don't know what the inn is as far as a theme card or anything, because I'm assuming at this point Dell has some sort of theme card for the inn.
No, this is something that Lucas has established as a crew that he has on his.
Okay.
A unit.
A unit, thank you.
Yeah, it's with the Gatekeeper. I do have a tag for Gatekeeper Arsenal, but that's it. It's not a whole theme card.
Yeah, so he basically has story tags. He is different.
We should just look into some rule stuff at some point before the next session then, because there is a rule for
stuff.
There's a rule for extra theme cards, and so like you have your logos and mythos, but you can have extra theme cards on top of that, like the crew, like there's a couple of other ones. So we should just look into that so that we've got the proper recording for Dell's new stuff with the inn, and that way we can work the montage, like mechanics like the montage, a little bit better.
Okay.
But with this, would this just be work the case if he's just trying to, if you're trying to use the inn to try and gain some information, would this just be work the case because you're trying to figure out clues on your own personal mystery?
I mean, essentially, yeah, I'm trying to snoop out, with the records, I would be looking for Cornelius Everdelius, my dad,
Okay.
to see what kind of information. I'm not searching any of these cases that we haven't started.
Right.
But yeah, it's my own personal mystery.
So,
and there is a theme card I do have for that. So would I gain attention to that? Is that what you're saying?
So there's give attention to one of your logos or explore your mythos, and both of those are basically like, with give attention to one of your logos, you tell everyone at the table how you do it and you mark attention to it. If you're exploring your mythos, then it's tell everyone at the table which mystery you explore and how you do it. You gain a clue with a method and a source based off of what you do, and you also get to mark attention. So if you're doing that, then it's going to be, marking attention, and it's just through the inn. That's how you're marking attention.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do, I guess.
Cool.
Did you follow all that, T?
No, I was trying to read where he was at because I remember seeing it in the book and I just don't remember where it was at.
I'm just
basically it's in the montage and
I just use the player moves PDF because it's so much easier just for a quick reference than
that's what I'm on right now. I just couldn't remember.
So
there it is. Give attention, work the case, explore your mythos.
And so is that one of your logos, Dell, or one of your mythos?
One of my logos.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm giving attention to my ongoing search theme card of who am I?
Because that's one of your burning questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nice.
So now that I've got more resources, I want to see what I can find out about me and myself and my dad and my past.
Yep. So as you go to the inn's archives, they have just like a basic computer system. As you go to type in his name, it pops up blacklisted. So you see his name, you see the term the observatory, but everything else is fully blacked out.
Could I, just because, to make sense with the attention marked on his theme card now, and to give a little bit more of the story, could there be a like warning or whatever, or a notification on this file of like someone has accessed it recently?
With this being the inn establishment, which is not something that Andre or the broker has access to, this would not be something that.
Yes, but the broker did research this recently, did access this very same information, and so the inn would keep tabs on that.
Oh, I see. You're I had that flip-flopped in my head. Yeah, so the inn would be able to track records, but that would still be something that would be blacklisted at Dell's level of clearance. Yes, thank you.
Dell could, again, just for narrative and to further it easier, Dell wouldn't have who try to access these files or whatever.
Oh, I see what you're
Just
saying. Just like has been. So, yeah.
There's a note.
Yeah, there's a note off to the side. Last
Access.
Oh no, I see what you're saying then. Yeah,
by
I like
an
that.
outside source, and so Dell, like, that gives Dell a little bit of like, okay, so someone outside can access it. They're not supposed to, and the inn keeps track of when it is accessed by an outside
I like
source.
that. That's cool.
Cool. Okay. So yeah.
Okay. So I wonder if Andresh could crack this. Get this unblacklisted. Unredacted. Is that the word?
Unredacted, yeah.
And this computer, just to kind of paint this picture for me, where are these computers? Is it like in a
Think of a 1980s app or like box computer, very old, very tainted yellow from over the years, and you are standing in like endless hallways worth of files.
It's the Fallout computers.
Yes.
100%. It's
Yep.
the computers from the Fallout video game series.
it's like green screen.
Yeah, this is just like a massive archive room, like floor to ceiling files everywhere, and it's literally as far as the eye can see.
That cat loves you so much. Oh. It makes you want Tomas, doesn't it?
A little bit.
He has a Forrest Whitaker eye
What, like off the side?
all the time.
Oh.
Nice. But yeah, don't forget to mark the attention on that logo. Scene.
I did. I'm up to 2 attention on that card now. How'd I get 2? Oh,
Because you've done this previously.
Yeah, but there's another card I have 2 on, and I don't know. I couldn't remember why, but it's because I think I've invoked the weakness.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and just to kind of speed things along, that's what I'm doing in my downtime until I get an answer back from Andresh. I probably text him some more, probably call you a couple times, drunkenly give you a you up.
I would say that after I won't say it's going to be a full 2 weeks, because we just kind of left it as an open time space of like more than 1 up to 2 weeks of Andres just doing broker shit. And especially with that scene that we had last session of the full meeting, I feel like the broker got a lot of their shit done that they needed to. So with that, like 3 days after Dell sent that text,
A healthy amount. You don't want to come on too strong, you know.
we'll get there, because 3 days after Dell sent that text to Andres, like 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, Andres just makes their way into the back entrance to Dell's basement workshop.
And 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I'm at that point. Maybe I'm I'm fixing something in the shop, and the little bell goes off.
Oh, you know who we
I would
forgot to mention? Sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
that?
This is something for Boser. I gotta find his name.
But I will actually try and sneak in and just kind of like set myself up in the downstairs workshop and wait for Del to walk down there and try and surprise him. So I would love to invoke or push for a sneak around roll.
Yep, go ahead.
Instance.
And okay, you go ahead and do this, and then I'm gonna tell you something that was established 2 weeks ago when you were here.
Yeah, sure. Studied opponent. Looking over my shoulder. And I'll leave it at that. Just
Okay,
because
so +2.
I could probably use the eye for detail, or the Raven drones because I have a camera set up at the back door. But I'll just leave it as those two. Five.
So
not at all successful.
Here's why.
Yeah.
Because in my shop, I've got a panel full of little bells, and they are literally with a string hooked to every area of each door. And so anytime a door is opened, it shows me which door opened.
Nice.
And I see that somebody came in the back.
And Andres just had no idea about this, so as the bell rings, there's... Huh. And then walks over to the little tea thing and starts the tea machine that you made for me a few weeks ago, and just start getting tea ready. Starts to get tea ready.
Get tea ready for what? You hear at the top of the stairs. Well, look what the cat dragged in.
There were no cats out in the alley. I made sure of it.
Okay. T, who did I forget?
Del, you get a text message from Edgar. Heads up, saw somebody in back alley.
Oh yeah, I have an assistant now.
Nice.
He was walking home with his new project. And with a 5, saw Andres trying to get in through the back.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. It's all good, buddy. It's a friend of mine. Thanks.
I see you've taken some precautions, which is good. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get back here.
What the hell you been up to for the last couple weeks?
As I said, working for the broker, trying to follow up on leads, build up a little bit more clout with them so that if we have questions or need answers from them, we can pull them.
And I'm just going to slam on my little clicker that I keep by the door as the spider bar cart comes on over to me. And I'm going to start fixing me an old fashioned. Oh, by the way, it looks like the broker's in some hot water. After what went down a while back, he's on people's radar, buddy. You better be careful.
Oh, I'll be careful. But you mean the gang violence going on in the city?
Yeah, it seems like things are getting out of control. We've been dealing with it at the foundry. I just got a call. Actually, that's why I text you. We got a call that the Mammoths are at it with the ruby skeletons, and we got another case that we might be able to look into, but I hadn't heard from you. I thought maybe something happened.
No, just been busy, that's all. So, what's this case? And the ruby skeletons?
Are you not familiar with them?
I've heard of them. Again, working on the underbelly of the city, you hear names, but details are always nice. We're going up against the Mammoths?
Yeah, they're... Apparently, I didn't get a lot of details yet. I hadn't really had time to look into it, but we just got a call. People have been calling that phone over there since we we kind of finished that last case with the Daywalkers. It's been weird. It's like a bat phone or something. But yeah, we got a call that they're just at it, and there's some gang violence at the boundary. And the Ruby Skeletons, they're way down south of Pandora. They're the south side. They have a pretty big cut of it, actually. It's that little peninsula that sticks out. It's like that whole thing is theirs.
Would Dell have like a TV in the basement?
Yeah, I do have a. I don't have like cable or anything.
Yeah, but news is news. So you actually see news coverage. Like you quite literally see an army of skeletons going at an army of like mist-created mammoths, and just in the middle of the streets.
Yeah, you haven't turned on a TV recently, I take it.
I catch the news in my own way, but what was this other?
Oh, podcasts?
More the
Do you
internet.
listen to InfoWars? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's the internet. There's news articles, and
Oh.
you don't have to have a single channel running at all times. Anyway, what was this
Keeps it
other?
simple.
This other
Another
case.
Jeez, it says District 4, but I don't know what that means. Where's District 4?
District 4 is... Oh god, that's not on that one. 1, 2. I think that
don't have
was
numbers.
in the Copper Dean. No, I think that was the Genie's territory. Hold
4 is
please.
the... Okay.
I had these numbered at one point.
I did learn a little bit about how to not get to the genie.
Nope, I lied. It is the
themselves.
Copper Demon District. It is District 4.
Okay. Thank you.
Not able to get to the genie themselves, but at least a lead to follow if we wanted to try and start going after the genie. I don't know if we're set up for that or if we want to wait until we have Cooper available, because I don't know if you've had any contact with him over the past week or two, but I have not heard anything from him since the Skinwalker incidents.
Yeah, I've heard of him. I've heard from him a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah.
I'm gonna have you roll sneak around if you are actually trying to be discreet about the information you're gonna provide.
Or
I think
convince.
I think that's a
Convince, yes,
roll.
thank you.
But I'm a terrible liar.
Isn't that a weakness?
Not yet.
Oh, gotcha. I thought that was one of your weaknesses.
No, I just made it part of the character
Okay,
that I'm
gotcha.
not good
That's
at lying.
fun.
And
Remind me what your
but
weaknesses
I am
are.
charming as fuck. My what?
Remind me what your weaknesses are.
For that theme card.
Or just across the
It's-
board.
Oh, okay. I've got no tech allowed,
Okay.
and that I need spare parts. I can't just pull
Right.
shit from shit. That's what she said. That I
Okay, so that should have been
invoked.
so many times.
I forgot that was one.
I forget how the weakness tags work half the time, so
When-
I'm sorry.
If it seems like a weakness is going to make whatever you're doing harder to succeed at, you invoke it, you subtract
Okay.
1 from it, and you get to add attention to that
Attention.
theme card.
I forgot
there's a
that's
couple
what
times
she said
where-
was the theme card.
No, because that should have been invoked all of the times, almost all of the times that you failed at something just because Dell was making a shitty joke.
Yeah.
So can I mark attention?
No.
Fine. Missing arm,
All right.
Yeah.
and I have one curiosity killed the ...
Okay.
Just the fact, like I,
Just to be
so
fair,
curious.
since you just listed all of yours, I'll list all of mine real quick as well, just T, so that you've
Thank
got
you.
a comprehensive list.
Yep.
And Dell/Boser, you also have an idea of what we're working
Yeah,
with.
we can help each other hold accountable.
Weakness tags: paranoia,
Yep.
old rival from dojo
Yep.
as Sable. Weakness
Full
tag
name, by the way,
specifically.
it's just Sable.
What's that?
I said full name, by the way, it's just Sable.
No, I've got the full name, but
Oh, dude, I don't have a last
Yeah,
name for it.
we're not.
Just-
No, her last name is Sable.
Oh, gotcha. I thought she was like Madonna.
But so, old rival from dojo in Sable. Weakness tag specifically for blind fighting, because the blind fighting was the extra power tag I took on at the beginning. So weakness tag specifically to that is I'm more susceptible to ranged weapons. Soft spot for children.
Yep.
And the new one is recklessness.
Okay, yep. Soft spots for children should have been pulled last time.
It was.
Was
Or
it?
no, instead of that one, we did... Yeah, no, we did that one.
Did we?
Because of the... not last session, because it didn't really get invoked for anything.
Oh, yeah, because you wouldn't have recognized them as being kids yet. Yep, that's fair.
And so, like, I recognize that they're young, but, like, nothing really came up as it
Right.
would be a disadvantage or a weakness
Fair.
for me. But the session I was present before that, it came up because of Tanya Hunt
That's
and her
right.
son
Yep.
and setting up the apartment for them. But anyway,
But all right, Dell. Charming
Yeah.
as fuck.
anything else?
Oh. No.
+1.
5 + 1 is 6.
So it's pretty easy to tell that you're hiding shit from me. Would Andresh push? Yeah, I think I would.
And this is hard because I guess I don't. This is a little metagaming for me because Dell probably wouldn't have a reason to not tell you these things.
The Inn, you know the Inn is a secret organization. You
Right.
know you're not supposed to be telling people about it. That is
But
100%
we already know.
That is 100% they would have told you, though.
So that's
But Spencer is too, and he's told us, and he's
Right.
like we've been to the inn, and I know that he's been to the inn. I just don't. Like we kind of skimmed over the fact that he doesn't remember.
narratively speaking, this can be why you didn't succeed at hiding it, is because you don't really see the need to fully hide it.
Yeah, I'm torn. I feel like I probably shouldn't tell you everything, but I don't know why, so I'm torn.
Yeah. So, and
Okay.
Andresh picks up on that. Have you and Cooper been?
Are you gonna say fucking? Just now.
Okay, but seeing each other, working together?
I mean, since last we saw, yeah, we spent a little time together, and we weren't really working anything, but he was just kind of show me, give me some pointers, you know, like, cause I realize I'm not really good at in the scrap.
Right.
I'm better behind the scenes or ahead of time or after the fact, and so he was kind of helped me out so that I'm a little more useful in
And
the
it-
heat of the moment.
And it has to do with that portal. Stuff like that.
Yeah. What portal? I can't remember. When did you see it?
When you teleported us to the hospital.
Okay, right.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
okay, just be careful. Because I don't think Cooper can be fully trusted. He hasn't proven himself to be fully trustworthy.
What makes you say that?
The fact that he hides so much from us. We don't know the organization that he works for. They work above and outside of the laws of not only the city, it seems, but also the rules of the Mist.
Rat bastards.
So I just...
Don't trust him. Get him to tell us more.
I don't know how we could trust Cooper if he's not willing to share some of that information with us.
Well, just like that screwdriver over there in the wall. I see it like a tool.
You're definitely
I
a
don't-
tool.
I don't need to know how it works. I just need to know how I can use it. And I definitely think it could be to our advantage.
We should We should also try and figure out how it works. Just in case.
I know how a screwdriver works.
No, I mean...
It's a pretty simple tool. I just was using it as a bad example.
All right.
You think he could get us in?
Maybe. Do you think since you already have a foot in the door, do you think you could help me and Cooper bridge the gap? Show me a little bit more of what this organization is?
Well, I think if we're all going to be working together, we ought to be able to trust and rely on each other. And I mean, shit, you've already been there.
What?
For some reason you don't recall.
They like to mind wipe to keep control. Who gets to dictate what they are in charge of?
I tried to bring it up to you a couple weeks ago when you didn't quite remember, and it wasn't the right time to break. We didn't have time to break it all down at the moment, but
right.
Yeah, you've been there. We all have.
Maybe we should go now.
No, I don't think so.
No, you have.
That's neither here nor there. We need to focus on the now.
And now, people are dying in their sleep up in Copper Demons District.
Is it copper demons that are dying in their sleep?
I don't know. All I got was a call that people are waking up dead. There's no sign of attack. There's no brutality. It's just they die in their sleep, but it's happening. I guess there must be a rash of them enough for somebody to tip us off. So I don't know. Thought it'd be worth looking into.
Maybe, but I feel like that might be. It could just be some sort of sickness that's going across the city. Maybe we should leave that one to the CDC. Whereas the checking in on the ruby skeletons and the mammoths, that's a very tangible problem.
Sorry, to clarify, these are brutal deaths.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
But while they're sleeping?
Yes.
Retcon that. It's just brutal. It's terrible what's happening. It's blood everywhere.
But no signs of being for any of them.
That.
Well, that could be skinwalkers again. It sounds at least somewhat similar to what we did before, but the authorities already have all the information that we would have, and maybe they could take care of that better than we could.
Yeah, I guess it's just a matter of priorities. Like, we got a gang war happening on the news right here in the streets. But that kind of seems a little above our pay grade. Like, what are we going to put this whole city to rest? Just the two of us in suspense?
Well, I just feel with the mammoths and the ruby skeletons, it's a more tangible problem for us to deal with. Rather than...
Tangible, yeah, but bigger than we can handle. How are we going to shut down two rival gangs?
Maybe we don't need to shut it down. Maybe we just need to figure out what they're fighting over.
I just assumed turf, but I guess it could be something more.
It could be, even if it's just turf. Maybe we can help come to an agreement or give our aid to one side or the other. Whatever it takes to bring peace to the city will make our job easier in the long run.
Especially and maybe it's time for us to take control.
And maybe we can convince one of those gangs to help us when it comes to going up against the genie.
Well, you said that you had a lead on the genie.
I have an idea of how we could set up bait.
I'm listening. And I pop down on a stool with my old-fashioned.
To see the genie, you kind of need to be desperate. Down on your luck, needing any way out. And so we could set up one of us or someone we know and track them and put them somewhere, really anywhere in the city, but if we don't want to cause as much of a commotion within the genie's district, have someone who looks like they need any way out of a bad situation. And the genie's goons end up approaching this person and offering them a way out.
I kind of like this guy. Let's go find him. That sounds fun.
I know I don't want to put anybody I know up for bait.
I don't think we're
I
ready.
don't hate anybody that much.
Well, and I don't think we're ready to make that leap. It's just the first step. And so we need to build up a little bit more of... We need to try and gain a little bit more knowledge on the genie and maybe a few more allies within the city. And, well, looking into these deaths in the Copper Demon District could help. I don't really think we're going to get much help from the Copper Demon Company.
We could go put them in their place. I didn't like her.
Whereas if we try and ask about and address this gang war between the Ruby Skulls or Ruby Skeletons and the Mammoths, maybe we can try and... If we help one side over the other, we can gain favor with that side.
What do you want us to do? Just go out between those two fighting and just like, hey, time out. Let's take a breath. And mediate the situation? Who do we even go talk to?
In my time as a mercenary, I've come across both a little bit in passing. And I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the head of the Mammoths, Sarah Vosberg. Uppity, full of herself.
She was a pretty prissy bitch, wasn't she?
I hate those taps.
Whereas the head of the Ruby Skeletons, Johnny X, seems much more our kind of person.
You know, if we take out the Mammoths, then we also likely take out the Jade Fangs. That's a 2-for-1.
And besides, Sarah Vosberg and Dilraj Vosberg are conjoined. Neither
like
one
twins?
is... No, just in a relationship.
Oh, okay.
And
so...
who's
Dilraj Vosberg?
The head of the Jade Fangs.
How do you know all this?
I work in the underbelly of the city. You make connections, you learn what you can.
So we got to get, if we were to pull this thread, we got to get a meeting with Johnny X?
I think we could...
Sounds like a band name.
I think we could potentially go and find a fixer within the Ruby Skeletons district, and they could, maybe after doing an odd job or two to prove ourselves, get us at least a meeting or a phone call even with Johnny X. We just want to be able to prove, we just may need to prove that we're trustworthy.
I don't know. This all sounds like... I like the Foundlings because we stay out of shit. We just mind our own business.
I have to pee real bad.
I also need to pee real bad, so we'll take...
I was going to say something really deep.
We'll say it when we get back. So, quick little 5-10 second break for y'all. We'll be right back.
Bye.
All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, sorry, Boser. Not all of us have bottles for us to pee in when we need to use the bathroom.
I don't have a bottle. Are you crazy?
has
I have a
several.
wide mouth cup.
That's even worse.
That's so... I don't know how, but that is worse.
Because it's spillable. There's no lid. There's no cap. It's just open to the environment.
Okay, I haven't used it in a very long time.
There is not an... I'm bringing my own cups to your house from here on out.
Yeah.
I have a designated pee cup if and when the emergency calls
I need
for
to know,
it.
is Caitlin aware of this?
Yes.
So anyway, you were about to say something profound as we were talking about going after Johnny X or trying to set up a meeting with Johnny X.
Well, I had some time to think about it in the bathroom. What I was gonna say was, I like being part of the I like growing up in the Foundry because we just kind of stick to ourselves. We're not vying for turf or not trying to assert our agenda or nothing. We're just existing, just surviving. And I've always looked at these different gangs peddling their shit and just like walking around all haughty, like this is our spot kind of thing. It just seems like a waste of space. It just seems like petty bullshit, but I don't know how I feel about trying to insert ourselves into it. For what?
For pull, for the currency of the city of Pandora.
Why is Tomas so loud?
I don't know. Because he's right there.
It's just so funny every time.
Just talking.
But because for us to get something, we need to give something. I don't like it either. I really don't want to stick my neck out like this. But if we're going to be going after the genie like this, we need someone on our side.
Yeah. I mean, the city's going to shit more and more every day, and I guess no matter what, we're stuck here. So we might as well try to make it a better place.
We gotta try it,
We left it.
and we gotta play by the rules of the city at least a little bit. Besides, it's not like Papa Bo isn't making alliances either.
What you know about that?
Just that there's a new gang in the city and the Foundry is backing them. Or I shouldn't say backing, it's not like they're funding their escapades or anything, but the talk is out there that
I think that is going to be a convince roll.
Okay.
Because you know more, and that is something you are going to have to kind of be discreet on.
I don't know if it would. I don't think there's a weakness.
Yeah, I don't
really
think you have
tracks for
anything
this
there
one at
to-
least. So, but I'll do. Could I?
I'm not even sure how many power tags that you would have that would be prevalent.
Anonymity, since I don't have a
Yeah.
high enough relationship with Dell, mechanically speaking, to cancel that out yet. And
Really, our +2 relationship means nothing to you?
it doesn't mean nothing. It's just not enough to cancel out power tags yet. And to convince him, could I use weaponized info just as saying like this is?
Yeah, because you're aware, so you would be able to manipulate the facts a lot easier than just bullshitting.
And weaponized info in the sense that Dell knows Andrush is part of the information exchange of the city, and
I'll
so
give you
this is
+2.
probably how I know. Ooh, really glad I have +2, because that is a total of 7.
Oh, so... Oh, I gotta pull my sticky notes back up here. Convince.
Given a little
on a
will
7 to
protect
9,
their own
given a little
agenda.
will protect your own agenda.
I wonder if, mechanically speaking, I'm just wondering.
how
I
does
think
that
sneak around would be more of the better one in this situation. Just because, like, I know it's almost the same as what Del was doing before, but in this case, I'm fully trying to hide from Del.
But basically here, like, the result of sneak around makes more sense. It would rely on someone unimportant noticed you. So Del recognizes, and the outcome of this is Del just recognizes you're not being fully forthright is all.
Right. Like, yeah, I probably did just learn it from me being in the underbelly of the city, but it's also clear that Andresh is hiding something from.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, Miss Boser.
Miss Boser.
Sorry, Mrs. Boser.
Fuck, you're right.
But it's so Andresh. As far as you're concerned, Andresh did learn this from just being part of the underside of the city, but there's also
something else.
Yeah, Andresh is also hiding something about this. You're just not sure what.
I don't know how I feel about the fact that you know more about Foundry's relationships than I do.
You may not want to know exactly why.
Bullshit, I don't.
It's not... Del, it's not pretty what I do. You've seen what I do to those who come up against us. You've seen how proficient and efficient I can be when I need to be. Imagine... And these are things that are situationally just working against us. Think about someone who I actually consider an enemy. It's not pretty. I am a mercenary. I am a gun for hire when it comes down to it. I don't want to work against you, so I put my lot in with you.
And that's all well and good. And I may not be any sort of mercenary. I'm more of a lover than a fighter. But when just making it clear right fucking now, if anything gets between me and those who I love, you better be damn sure I'm a fighter. Are we clear?
Of course.
He's an interesting one, isn't he?
Yeah. Of course.
All right, and it sounds like we need to get a meeting with this Johnny X.
So, off to the Ruby Skeletons district, the Southern Bay.
Yes.
Was that Andres saying it or you saying it?
Yes.
Oh, I guess you do know. I was like, for someone that didn't know where the Ruby Skeleton...
You also just said where they were stationed.
I know, but...
Listen.
Dell's not good at lying, and he's not good at picking up on lies, because you know all these things about the leaders and blah, 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 but you didn't know where the Ruby Skeletons were? Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Can I take one? Right now, me and Andres are at +2 help.
I was just about to tell you, take
that to
-1. Yep.
Should I leave
I don't
mine?
trust you.
I think
I
you
leave
should
mine at
leave it as +2. Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, because it's all easy for you, isn't it?
Should I? No, we'll have to wait until Lucas comes back. I was just about to say, should I put a -1 to Detective Cooper? But we haven't.
You guys haven't had a
yet.
scene together in a hot minute, so we'll have to see. That is a possibility, though. So.
All right.
So how are you guys? Are you guys taking the LLL?
Yeah. Should we take the train, or do you want to drive there?
I was like having a quick exit. You wanna hop on my bike?
All right. I know
Give you the helmet.
Well, I know you don't have the helmet anymore because Mikey has it.
Oh, yeah.
So, just if like Andresh will have the sand and everything form around their head to make a helmet, and just so if we get into a crash.
Does it look like the broker's mask?
No, it looks like a helmet. But just so like if we
I wouldn't know what you look like anyway.
if we get into a crash or whatever, like this way I could just use the shape augmentation as a power tag for it.
I like it. All right. Well, you.
So yeah, we hop down, ride down to, and when I want to pull up, not just like somewhere right in front of a headquarters or something. I want to kind of pull off, and I'll let. Well, okay. Let's play this out while we're riding.
Yeah. While you're riding, I need you to go ahead and roll face danger.
Oh,
What?
it's because I have one arm, isn't it?
No, it is the fact you are
Ableist.
riding into a battle zone at the moment.
So can you paint that
Yeah.
picture a little clearer? Like this is literally like a rioting.
Yeah,
gang
so
just-
between the Mammoths and the Ruby Skeletons, their entire turf is at war once another. And we're not talking nuclear siege level, but we're talking myths are fighting. War is raging at the moment. You are seeing stories coming to life, clashing with things. You are seeing Godzilla fighting a T-Rex. You are seeing...
I could have had a T-Rex as a mythos, man. I picked wrong.
So as you are driving in, you are realizing you're gonna have to get a little loose with your riding here because you are dodging through abandoned cars and massive potholes from explosions. People are on the side of the streets crying out for help. So yeah, go ahead and roll me that face danger here real quick.
Okay. But I wouldn't be driving like straight into a crowd.
No.
No, this
There's an environmental scenarios about to
Think
take
like
place.
when rolling a d6 on a random encounter table.
Yeah.
We're just going
Okay.
into an area where a random encounter is very possible.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm not even gonna add anything. Let's keep it random. 3.
So
It wouldn't have helped anyway. if
on
I
that
added
3, you
anything.
guys look up into the sky and you guys see a flaming car barreling directly down on top of you guys.
Could I? So how is this? Do we have to do a face danger each personally, or if I wanted to try and?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a face danger to see if you can help negate Dell's 3.
Okay.
Because that means I got hit.
No, I'm not
I
going
hit
to
a
tell you.
3?
You got
Oh,
hit.
you
I'm
did-
going to
that's
say
right,
you
you
laid
did a
down
face
the
danger
bike
first.
and
That's right. This was a face danger initially. So
yeah.
Could I use shape augmentation and sand squall to try and
Yeah.
summon all of the sand around us and push it up to try
Sure.
and like glancing blow off to the side.
Yeah.
Still, big thing hitting the road next to
Yep,
us to make
absolutely.
it uneven surface, but cool.
+2.
Oh hell yeah, that is a 12, baby.
No, yeah, fantastic. So, Dell, you see the car coming barreling towards you, and you're getting ready to lay down the bike so you can kind of help alleviate like this crash impact site. But as you're getting ready to kind of lay down the bike, you see a massive sand wall shoot up from the dirt beneath you, and not only does it collide with the car as it's coming down, it also gives you kind of a slide ramp that you go up and around and do a barrel roll as you flip back around and land on your 2 wheels as you continue driving into the Ruby Skeletons.
Same brainwaves. That's exactly what I had in mind.
Oh! Oh! Did you see that? Was that you?
And as
Did
you're
you just
trying
do
to
that?
talking, you are seeing mammoths running rapidly through the street, colliding into buildings. You are seeing spears being thrown every which way.
What's the general outfitting of the Ruby Skeletons gang?
Ruby Skeletons are just like Johnny X. They're very 80s punk rock. Bright red jackets, spikes on the shoulders. And then the mammoths are just more hulking individuals. Like, they definitely recruit the biggest people they possibly can.
If you can, try and make your way towards some of those punk rockers more than anything. Steer away from the
and up the way you'll see a little makeshift stage, and you see some of the ruby skeletons are putting on a show.
Of course they are.
In the middle of a war?
Yes.
That's the way they fight.
Riot.
Yep. And as you get closer, you see every beat drop, every time a musical note gets played, you are seeing an explosion of sound waves echoing off of the speakers, hitting off different waves of enemies as they come towards the stage.
Okay. I guess I'm struggling with like what's real and what's myth and what we see and what
you got to recognize right now the mist is in overdrive right now, regardless of the fact you can see and understand you differentiating between reality and misconceptions. It's pretty fucking difficult to tell.
Okay.
Even the point is that there's so much going on right now. Even the mist is having a hard time covering it up, and it's doing its best. And so what it kind of looks like is probably just a riot going on in the streets, and the ruby skeletons are putting on a show that's helping like push the riot into or push just a crowd into a riot.
Okay. Okay.
And from our perspective, we see that like that show that they're putting on is actually them manipulating the mist to attack their enemies.
Thank you, Jeff Sitz.
Almost like that quirk in My Hero. Season 5.
Yeah, I know what you're referring to. Yes.
Where he's like inspiring.
Yes.
And it cranks up the powers. It's like that's his mythos. Okay, I'm with you. Sorry, I need tangible things.
No worries.
So I kind of pull up next to a crowd of the ruby skeletons, just like trying to holler over the noise. Hey, yo, we gotta talk. Can we talk?
Who the fuck are you?
Hi, Cornelius Everdeeds the third.
I don't care.
Well, then why'd you ask?
As you see him like flip over his axe guitar and swing it towards you, but bashes a mammoth in the side of the head as he kind of like tumbles over behind you two.
We're here to help. We want to meet with Johnny X, so we're here to help.
Why didn't y'all say something? He's downtown somewhere.
All right.
Go ahead and roll another face danger for me. This one is trying to make your way through this death wall of people that are colliding amongst one another.
Because now we have to go through it to find Johnny X. So I'm going to use Eye for Detail.
I'll give you that one.
Seeing if there's any weakness tags that I have to invoke, since now apparently I should do that. 6 + 1 is 7.
All right. So on a 7, Jeff, it's because I'm kind of giving you guys 2 turns here to manipulate. Was there anything you wanted to do to try to assist here?
I don't. Could I try and direct Dell around some of the more concentrated areas of fighting by using my Raven drones?
Yeah, that's a great idea, actually.
Trying to keep an eye out for, like, using the Raven drones to try and see where there's more fighting or more mist concentration and try and skirt around it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'll just use the Raven drones, and what would that be? Like an investigate?
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Okay, or...
Are you still trying to keep it secret that you can control the Raven drones?
At this point, I feel like there's so much going on, I don't know if I would really care too much. Like, you would just see me looking at my wrist pad. And so I'll just straight up give Dell this one of, like... You know what? We'll see...
Dell, go ahead and roll investigate.
Well, with investigate, if I roll a 7 to 9, someone gets to
that's
ask me
valid. Yeah,
questions.
so completely disregard that right now.
So if I roll a 7
Yep.
to 9, I'll just straight up give Dell these clues as well.
Yeah, that's good. Yes.
Plus, you're sitting behind me, so it's not like I can see what you're doing.
Oh, that is a total of... I just used the Raven drones.
Yeah, so
but
plus
that's
1.
Still a total of 12. So
Nice.
Andresh is able to, I'd say with that 12, if both of you are all right with it, Andresh is able to keep it secret enough.
Oh, absolutely.
And just, like,
and you're just
There's a
kind of
lot going
tapping
on.
him,
Yeah.
pointing which ways to go, what to avoid.
yeah. Go this way. There's too much going on down 32nd.
Copy that.
And take your next left on 8th Street.
All right, 8th Street. 8th Street. There it is. All right.
Yep. Cut down this alleyway. No, other alley.
I'm gonna need a face danger for that one. Can you save the
Your bad directions. That's a 4.
So with that 4, as you go wrong alley, you lay the bike down as it kind of skids into one of the trash cans. You guys are just gonna take a tier 1 road rash.
Okay.
Ah, Sheila, nah. God.
And as you guys stand up and kind of catch your bearings, you guys have a good enough grasp of Pandora, especially you, Andres. You would know you're probably about 4 blocks away from downtown where Johnny likely is. And knowing the Raven Drones, you would know that there is a big, massive mist storm going on right there. Knowing that's probably the central, like the focal eye of the storm there. But as you guys are kind of getting up and brushing yourself off, you are seeing a horde of people running the opposite direction as the ground begins to shake.
We're not running right into that, are we?
And as you guys look up, you see King Kong jumping from buildings, landing directly in front of you.
Del, get the bike back up.
Get up, get on, all right, go.
And Andresh will actually jump on the bike but face backwards, so I can hopefully better manipulate shit with my mythos and everything as Del is driving away.
And I'm gonna try to skirt through that second alley.
And
that he directed
this
me to
is
go
going
to.
to be another face of danger because there you are going to have to try to fend off an attack as you try to get the bike up.
So this one I feel like is me facing the danger, or
Yeah, if you're going like what you're establishing there as like the protective, yes.
could I argue that this is a toe-to-toe to just
Ooh.
keep the
I like
King
that.
Kong
No, that's
from
good.
coming after us?
Yes, I like that.
So
It's a whole Mario Kart double dash scenario.
yeah, so Sand Squall, because I'm just
Yep.
summoning up as much of this dust and sand around us to like try and hide us as best as possible where we actually are, and then Shape Augmentation to try and like use some of the dust and sand in the alleyway around us to push dumpsters in the middle of it to make it a little bit harder for the King Kong mythos
Sure.
to come after us. And then I'll keep it as that because I think I want to save my eye for detail for a little later on in toe-to-toe if necessary.
Yep,
So
plus
just
2
the
then.
2. That is a total of 8 plus the 2 for a 10.
Cool. So on a 10, choose 2. You manage to achieve your goal. You get them good, giving your opponent a status with tier equals power. You block, dodge, or counter their best attempts.
So block, dodge, or counter their best attempts. And on... Oh, I just get to choose 1.
No, you get
So-
to choose 2. You got 10 plus. You said 8 plus 2.
Oh, that's
that
right. I
makes
did
10.
get a 10 plus.
Yeah.
So block, dodge, or counter, and then manage to achieve my goal of blocking the pathway after
So
us.
sand
it'll
kind
go-
of shoots up from the ground, filling in every crack between these 2 buildings of the alleyway you're in. As King Kong's punch goes to punch through, and the sand just blocks it like punching concrete. As Del manages to get the bike up and starts revving, as you guys start barreling your way down the alleyway, making your
the
way
imagery,
back towards.
just because of some of the conversations we've had, the imagery is like the sand pushes up, and just as King Kong goes to punch, and then there's an imprint, like the pin, the little pin toys of King Kong's like snarling
Fist
face
going
and
through.
the snarling face and fist just.
No, I like that. That's great. That's fantastic.
And that's just held there as King Kong like steps back, brushes themselves off, and goes in a different direction. But that imprint is still just left there.
That's fucking fantastic. That's so good.
This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. Why'd we come down here?
Because we need help, Del.
Now probably was not the best time to try to schedule an appointment.
Now is the time that they need help the most, and we can offer it.
And I peel out of the other side of the alley between the two buildings, and
Doing
I'm
the
racing-
Akira slide.
and trying to head towards the downtown area, and just trying to keep my eyes peeled for anybody that looks like they may look in charge. I don't know what Johnny X looks like. Do you know what Johnny X looks like?
Yeah, if we see him, I'll point him out.
All right, keep your eyes peeled.
So as you guys are riding, you come across the center point of all of this, as there is a massive crowd of individuals and animals and monsters and robots, as they are fighting back against a small horde of red-suited individuals, with a single individual standing in the middle, playing his guitar, trying to motivate everybody around them.
Important to note, he's probably the only one who doesn't have any myths around him.
What?
Yeah, he's kind of crazy.
All right, kind of hard to make it out in all this horde of people. Do I have to roll to see him, or can we just say there he is?
Go towards that crowd.
You, at the moment, you have no way of getting through the crowd. It is that dense. And we're talking ground all the way to rooftops of shit being thrown into the middle of this horde of people. Fights are going on left and right, gunshots and explosions, and sounds of creatures eating and blood being shot in all different directions.
Del, just go straight towards the center, okay? Trust me on this one. And I would like for Del to make a roll after this. I would like to try and change the game and create a
Ramp.
I'm gonna try and make a ramp, so
Okay.
a story tag essentially.
Yep, let's do it.
Ramp, and so change the game. I'm going to use shape augmentation. I don't think I can use Sand Squall on this one necessarily because it's too far out.
Mm-hmm.
But shape augmentation, improvised weapons, because I'm just gonna try and on top of the sand, I'm gonna try and gather up any bits and pieces of cars, like pick up car doors and shit like that, and spoilers and trash cans and garbage bin lids, and even like pieces of clothing from some of the fallen people just to like smooth over the top of this ramp so that we've got a slightly less shitty road surface to ride on. And I think, could I argue eye for detail of just like, okay, we'll try and find the weak points in this ramp, and
I gotta say no for that one, because eye for detail in like a high stress scenario, being attention to detail in those moments is a very difficult thing to do.
Okay.
So +1?
+2, because the shape augmentation and the improvised weapons.
Oh, gotcha, yes.
Oh, man. That's only a 3. Or, sorry, 3 + 2, so 5.
So as these pieces of sand begin to come together and car doors begin to kind of build this bridge,
I trust you!
one of the car doors is not level like it should be. So as the front tire of Del's bike gets up, it immediately begins to go sideways as you go through the this makeshift ramp. It starts colliding directly into this horde of robots and monsters. And I am going to say at this, you guys take a tier 2 stinging pain as you guys...
Wouldn't Del get to make the roll since that was just me trying to set up for his roll?
Oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, Del, go ahead and do...
Take the risk?
Yeah, I think take the risk is actually a good one.
Because he's trying to perform... We're trying just to get to the middle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, take the risk. Okay.
I was trying to create a story tag so that you had something to push it up to 3, because I don't think Del's got a ton to be able to...
Yep, when you perform a daring, risky, or outright stupid feat.
That tracks. And I've got nothing that I could put on this.
I'll give you the +1 for Andresh.
Well, no, because I didn't succeed.
Oh, that's
so
right. You're right.
That's what I was trying to give him, is like a +1, or if I rolled really well, a +2. But I don't have anything.
Okay, so Nothing, and that tracks because you didn't really succeed in making the ramp anyway.
Nope.
It's still a 10. So what does that mean? If you didn't quite make the ramp, but I
so
succeed
you
at the
don't
risky
get
situation.
roll plus power does on a 10 plus. You do it somehow. Yeah, somehow being the key
Somehow.
word there. So as that car door is angled wrong, you catch up that, and as you're going into collide into the wall, you throw your weight enough the wheels catch onto the brick wall as you go flying into the center of this riot. You wheels hit the ground and completely skid out from underneath you as you are now in the middle of this massive riot with a rocker just completely blaring, shredding on his guitar right now, with a small army of people doing whatever they can to keep this massive horde at bay, as the two of you look up at Johnny X himself.
Pleasure meeting you.
This show's pretty
Cornelius
fucking
Ever.
wild.
Daily, hey, yeah. How can we help?
Fucking get him away. Show must go on.
And there's no mist around him at all, right?
Nope.
Like,
Just
I mean, there's mist
obviously
obviously
there's
from
mist
but
swirling
coming
around
from
everywhere.
Johnny X, no.
but yeah, there's nothing around him specifically affecting
This man
the
is
mist.
high as fuck, thinking he's just playing an absolute rager right now.
I love it. All right, Del. You heard him.
All right.
So what's
Jeez,
the?
we're gonna die.
Yeah. So, what exactly do we have in front of us that we are?
So,
working
in
with?
the world, or in the eyes of Johnny X, he is on a make-stiff stage in the middle of the Ruby Skeletons district, and he thinks he is playing an absolute rager. At the moment, he's got about we'll say a 10 by 5 little platform stage that he is on performing at the moment. He's got a few of his goons around him trying to protect him and keep him safe. In his eyes, it's just security, keeping everybody at bay. But everybody is moving in closer and closer. So it is up to you guys. If you are wanting Johnny X to join you, you are going to have to save him from this riot overtaking him.
Well, and so for us that can see the mist, what do we see coming
Oh
towards
god,
us?
you are seeing fucking waves of some normal individuals, but you are seeing Princess Peach. You're seeing Hermione Granger. You're seeing Shaggy, not Scooby-Doo Shaggy. You're seeing God level Shaggy, the meme Shaggy. You're seeing Jean Grey. You're seeing... Nope, not Hephaestus. You're seeing Mars, the antithesis of Ares. You are seeing Magneto. You are seeing giant shark people. You are seeing werewolves.
We can't fight all these guys. We got to get him out of here.
No, I have an idea. Del, can you get ready to shoot me?
All right.
What's
the play here?
Just get ready to shoot. I think you'll figure it out as things move along. And Andresh is going to hop off of the back of the motorcycle and try and like tuck and roll, duck into a back alley.
Okay.
And outside of...
With this being... This is going to be a take the risk.
Okay.
Because you are trying to... You're in the middle of this completely encompassed riot going on right now.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and like hop over a couple of like some of this crowd, duck down a back alley, and try and come out as if I'm on the Mammoths side, coming towards the stage.
All right, yeah. So let's take the risk.
Hide my true self.
Yeah. I guess that one wouldn't be too fitting here. That would be your next roll. This one is you just trying to get to that position.
That's fair. This is take the risk. So
yeah.
Eye for detail to try and pick the easiest path through the crowd.
I'll give you that one.
And then I think Could I use Sand Squall in this scenario just to try and create a little buffer between me and people within the crowd?
Yeah, because you're going to be doing something different. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
You're more like trying to part the seas with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Or not even like push forward with it, just like have it focused on me to create a shield buffer.
Absolutely. So plus
that
2.
Is, I think, would you suggest using the weakness tag recklessness here?
Oh, fucking absolutely, yes.
Okay.
So plus 1.
Or -1.
Well, plus 1 net. So plus 2 minus 1 is a
gotcha.
plus
Yeah,
1
yeah.
net.
So 9.
Okay.
Nice.
So take the risk. On a 7 to 9, things get messy. The MC will offer you a hard bargain or an ugly choice.
Yep.
That's a good question.
My goal is to get, overall goal is to get out of the fray so that I can come in on the other side.
Yes, you can get through, but you are going to take a fairly heavy hit in order to do so.
That fine by me?
Okay, so you are going to take a tier 2 shot to the back of the head as you're making your way through. The sand is working to try to protect you as a random punch comes to the back of the head, knocking you forward, managing to get you to roll through the crowd. So that does take you to tier 3 status in total at the moment.
Yep.
So your physicality rolls right now that will come into play.
Yes. So with that with the tracking cards, there's 1 space for 1, 1 space for 2, and then an empty space after 2 before 3. How does that work?
So it's very weird. So technically speaking, if you were at tier 2 and you took a tier 1, it would fill that space. But because you have a filled in tier 1, you took a status 2 that fills in both of those. So you're on status 3 at the moment.
Okay.
I wish they designed that better because it is a very confusing layout to try to make that make sense. But
okay. Then, so tier 3 injury. What are we calling that?
We'll just say bloodied.
Cool. So now, just because going back and forth with moves, it's Dell's turn to make a move if he wants to do something.
So I'm in the middle of this crowd next to Johnny X playing a guitar.
Yep.
I am being swarmed by the entire X-Men. I'm just like, so I'm trying to keep guard, but I'm gonna try to talk to Johnny. Hey, buddy, we gotta get you out of here.
In the middle of a show, my man, it barely gives you the peace of mind for an answer as he keeps shredding away.
I'm going to try to convince him that, I want to roll convince on this next thing, but, you're doing a great job, but, the after party is waiting on you. We got to get you to the after party. They got some great blow, my friend.
Go ahead and roll convince.
I'm going to use Charming as Fun.
Yep.
Can I use Breakdown Defense?
Yeah, I'll give you that one, especially with it. They've got some blow.
Nice.
So plus 2.
11 plus 2 is 13.
Nice. On a 10 plus, you change their agenda to include yours, at least for the time being.
So I realized that we can't just like dip out, but at least now he's going to be willing to come with me.
At least to a different location to continue the show.
He drops to his knees, does like a sick little shredding before putting up, "I love you, Pandora!"
And so I'm going to pull out, well, no. You told me to get ready to shoot, so I'm going to spin my gauntlet to gun mode.
Okay.
And since we've last played, it wouldn't have the missed rounds in it anymore.
No.
I would have probably preloaded it with some regular rounds by that point. Just ready to go. So I'm just gonna try to bring him back towards where Andresh headed.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure where he went.
Cool.
But headed that direction.
All right, so Andres, what was your plan?
Is there anything else going on outside of us that we need to keep track of?
Not at the moment. Still the riot trying to push through to get Johnny X is all.
All right. Then I am going to try and... I'm going to try and come out. Do I see... what's her name? Sarah Vosberg?
You do not see Sarah in the midst of all this.
Okay. Then I'm going to try and disguise myself as Sarah Vosberg with my moat manipulation.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Sneak around.
Okay, so I would like to use hide my true self to try
quite
and use...
literally it says impersonate.
Oh, perfect. So I would like to try and use hide my true self
Yep.
to make myself look like Sarah Vosberg, and then use shape augmentation to try and sand squall to try and push myself up, to make it look like I'm flying like she was.
Oh, good.
And hide it with
Oh, wait, no. Sarah does not fly. That was Carrie Ann.
You're absolutely right. So she was the one who looks like the medieval times princess.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, that changes things a little bit then, because I don't know her mythos. So yeah, the shape augmentate or the hide my true self and shape augmentation to make me look like her. And then, oh, man, I don't think I've got anything else. But try and come out and make myself known and seen, but as her.
Sure. So you're going to get two rolls. You're going to do this sneak around for your impersonate, and then you're going to end up rolling convince as a follow-up.
Okay, so sneak around is a total of 6 + 2 for 8.
All right, so sneak around. On a 7 to 9, it's complicated. Okay. All right, go ahead and now roll your convince.
Okay, so with the...
I love when he tells you it's complicated and doesn't tell you why.
No. For the convince, I would like to try and use the Raven drones to project my voice.
Is that something
myself
we've
heard?
established them to do?
No, they've only had the...
Well, we have. If you wanted to do something like that, we have the stop holding back, which exceeds the agreed scope or use of powers. However, that will burn them again. So that is a possibility, but that is something you're gonna have to deal with later.
Well then, I'll do this. Would I be able to use both Eye for Detail and Studied Opponent since I spent a decent amount of time interacting with them in the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
And not even that. You've been tracking all of these games, so you have an idea. Yeah, absolutely.
Then I'll just use those two power tags instead of burning or stop holding back with the Raven drones.
Okay.
And to make myself seen, I'll try and point towards Johnny X and Dell at this point.
Okay.
And just yell out, try my best to imitate her voice, and just yell out, take the shot. Fuck yes. So that is an 11 + 2 for a 13.
Okay. So yeah, with the 13, yeah, all eyes are on you, and every single gun turns at the two of them as a barrage of gunfire is let off. And that's...
Oh, no, like... Dell has the chance to do something.
Yeah,
You're telling me. You're basically saying take the shot. You're telling me to take the shot.
Yeah, because all of the people in the crowd just saw this shit happen. Dell is prepared for it.
Right, but you also just yelled into a group of rioting people, take the shot.
A group of rioting people who were not waiting for an order. Whereas yelled to Dell, who is waiting for an order.
But
And
also,
I rolled a 12.
does Dell know? What'd you roll?
A 12.
But for what?
For convince.
Oh, okay. Well, what are you convincing me to take the shot, or you to look convincing like her?
Both.
We may need to retcon this one because I took that as you were trying to tell the people what they were doing there.
I'm trying to convince the people that I am her, while also trying to secretly give the message to Dell to take the shot at me.
But because you're so convincing.
Yeah, you just told all of her own people who are currently trying to kill Johnny X to take the shot.
And none of them were ready for her to show up and like specifically do anything, and they're already trying to get a shot on Johnny X, so me just showing up wouldn't give them the chance to just magically have a clear shot on him.
Nobody said it was a clear shot. You just told a bunch of gang members to shoot.
Yeah, a bunch of gang members.
As their leader, you just told them to shoot.
And you look really convincing as their leader.
A bunch of gang members who weren't any more prepared than they were before. Whereas Dell was specifically prepared to take a shot.
Oh, I'm not saying he's going to get killed here. He has a chance to do something in turn.
Dell should have the chance to do something beforehand anyway, though, because he was specifically... I just told Dell, get ready to shoot me.
And now you don't look like you at all.
No.
And does Dell know that that's even within your power?
Yes, you've seen me change my face before. Yeah, I changed my face to look like Cooper.
Yeah, you did.
I definitely...
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. We were
but
messing
trying
with...
to put myself into Dell's shoes. A leader... I don't know what Sarah looks like, but you're really convincing as this other person. Would I know that that's you telling me to shoot you?
What does convince do?
Intimidate, persuade, command, charm, seduce, and negotiate. Get someone to do something.
Because you wouldn't... If I knew it was you, you wouldn't have to convince me to do it. I was going to shoot you because you asked me to.
Yeah,
But you're convincing as Sarah now. Would I even know that's...
Which I'm willing to retcon this because we are clearly on two different pages here.
Yeah.
And as much as I like to give you guys shit, like I'm not gonna sit here due to a miscommunication not have a scene play out properly.
I'll shoot you, but I totally get that the leader just said take the shot. So something's probably gonna happen to us too.
Yeah, sure. I'm just saying like Dell was ready to take a shot, so Dell should get the shot first, and then other stuff should happen.
No, I wasn't denying that one.
Cool.
But anyways, that's where we're leaving off this episode.
Okay.
No, wait, let's I want to see what happens.
All right, go ahead and give your roll, but we're not telling the results until next session.
I won't remember what it is.
I will.
Yeah, can we just finish the move of hit with all you've got?
Well, he has to leave in 4 minutes, so...
Yeah, but hit with all you've got that Dell obviously gets to make because...
I'm going to take the shot. I'm going to wheel around and I see this person and know it's you from the twinkle in your eye.
What's your pluses?
Eye for detail.
See, I don't even know if eye for detail is a valid one there because you're not 100% sure.
To hit the weak point, or to like see where best to hit them for most effect?
Because I don't want to kill you.
And you're also trying to shoot through a crowd of people.
So eye for detail would be ideal for this because it's like trying to line up a perfect shot.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use the Armageddon story tag. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So that's plus 2. It's a 6 total.
Alrighty, and on that note, thank you for this episode of City of Mists Pandora.
And we all die.
very quickly, Geek Out session. Boser, go.
Once again, you took what I thought was just gonna be, let's start a mystery, and now we're in the middle of a war,
A gang
and
war.
I'm probably dying next episode. It's been real. I'll roll a new character. I'll be prepared.
Yeah, a lot happened in a short amount of time. Just trying
That
to
ramp, though, was
Ye-
clutch.
Would have
That
been
and the loop-de-loop?
the loop-de-loop was clutch. The ramp would have been clutch if it worked. But you came in clutch with that one, so good job there.
It's that mean driving with one arm.
No, it's awesome. And I just really hope that we can keep Johnny alive, because I like the fact that there's a gang leader that isn't affected by the mist yet. It's cool.
But Monday we'll be back with another Geek Out session with Boser. Wednesday is T Streams. Something. Be there. We'll be back next Thursday with another episode of City of Mist. So until next time, I am T.
I'm dead.
I'm Jeff Sitz.
And you guys just keep geeking
out.
out.
Get out.
Take care, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.